After years of fighting, almost the entire subcontinent is unified. A vast kingdom of 20 million people, all ruled by Ashoka the Great, a ferocious warrior who keeps control with violence, cruelty, and mass executions. But after his brutal wars and savage behavior, this king is stricken with guilt.
Ashoka writes about the pain he felt. Thousands of people were killed and displaced or imprisoned, and that made him feel intense remorse. After that, it is said that he wanted to change his ways.
In the brutal ancient world, where violence equals power, for Ashoka, this is a risk. But he is determined to change, and for answers, turns to a new philosophy.
Buddha says that each of us, we are travelers on this path, every living being. He says that if you want a prosperous and peaceful kingdom, you have to be generous. You have to invest back in your society and cultivate qualities of loving kindness and compassion.
Buddha's message entrances the repentant king. So he adopts it, and in an unusual move, asks his people to do the same.
It's surprising because not only is it a complete change of heart from a warrior to someone who wants to practice non-violence, but also to ask all of his people not to convert, but to follow the new rules of Buddhism. And that, I think, is the biggest shock, is asking people to change and adopt more non-violent means of living.
If Ashoka is to keep his throne by peaceful means, he needs to spread this new idea across his enormous realm.
In the beginning, he sent his ministers to spread his message. But then, of course, he also wanted to make sure that those messages are heard, are seen, are followed. So he also chose to write them down, not on paper, but on stone.
To ensure his message is getting through, Ashoka embarks on a grand tour of his kingdom, erecting stone pillars everywhere he goes, including one in modern-day Nepal at the most sacred Buddhist site.
What we have here is the Lumbini pillar. It is here to indicate that it is the birthplace of Gautama Buddha. So, of course, it's a very important site in Buddhism, and that is one of the reasons why we find this pillar here.
But these pillars aren't just built at religious locations.
Ashoka built them on key spots throughout the Indian subcontinent. Some of them were on important trade routes. And because it was a new phenomena, it must have attracted a lot of people to them to see what it is.
These intriguing structures announce Ashoka's ownership of the land. But it is the writing on them that carries his vision of peace, words that are read out to his subjects.
The pillar we have here and similar pillars that are found all over the Indian subcontinent are engraved with inscriptions left behind by King Ashoka. He mentions the code of conduct he would like his people to follow. The messages were mainly to do with being kind to one another. He goes on to say how you should always treat your subordinates, your co-workers, everyone with equality. And of course, the most important message is to practice non-violence.
The pillars broadcast Ashoka's Buddhist ideals, and they are effective.
It is fair to say that the message that he was trying to get across to people actually made an impact, because we see a relatively peaceful rule for Ashoka until the day he dies.
These stone pillars are built to last, and many are still standing. A visible legacy of Ashoka's successful and peaceful empire.